But look, we now have, especially in the cloud, we have a lot of data, and so you can think about propensity to buy models. As you build, you were talking about e-commerce is your thing, right? So as you build a product, you obviously have a problem set in mind that you're building for. So as you think about propensity to buy, you think about, well, okay, who has this problem that would benefit from this? Now, you're not going to get it exactly right, which is why you have a bunch of, first round salespeople that can go ask a lot of questions and listen. But, when you think about the challenger mindset, it's all about identifying people that have the problem, doing a ton of homework ahead of time, right? It's not about you telling your story. It's about you listening to the challenges that they have and then correlating the technology to the problem. That is a really hard thing for customers to do. So, I think the challenger mindset is far more effective than a relationship selling model or a solution selling model. But it all comes down to, I think, using data and analytics to understand the propensity algorithms, which are pretty simple. And then, getting in front of it, asking hard questions, doing a lot of homework up front, and then trying to build that bridge in the mind of the customer. I know you talked about studying the brain a lot in the work you've done. So it's really being able to help build that bridge in the mind of the customer between their problem and your technology. And with a lot of the new technologies we have now, it's very easy to mold, but they're very malleable. So when they see the technology for the first time, you want a prospect to see it within the context of their product, rather than just go and sort of show up and throw up and show them features that in their mind have no relevance to what they're struggling with every day.
Frankly, to do all that work, it has to be a worthwhile account, right? That's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, which is why you want to think about the propensity to buy model. Because the last thing you want to do is do a bunch of work and find out you're talking to somebody that has no interest or no need for what you have.
Thanks.
Yep.
Question right here.
Hi there. My name is Steve. I'm the founder of a company called Study Soup, and first of all, wow, blown away. I mean, I've spent the last 2 weeks or so actually interviewing salespeople, so this is like, I hit the gold mine. I want to play 20 questions with you guys, but I'll try to stick to one right now. I'm at a point where I'm going to be talking to the references, maybe sneaky references, maybe references that they gave me. Can each of you come tell me a question that you would ask those references that you think is important for a salesperson that you would hire?
Take that, Alan.
Gosh. I would, to Dave's point earlier about the reference from somebody that the individual has sold to, I always like to ask the question, would you buy from them again and why?
Great question. Great question.
Because it allows that person to tell you more about their experience and how their perceived value that salesperson had provided them. Asking, here's my old boss, it's average at best. I'll give you anybody in the room who doesn't have a positive reference in their network or something, would probably have bigger problems. But the point, though, of having a customer that you've sold to give you that valuable insight about that individual is amazing.
I can send you a whole document on references and reference questions if you want, back channel and all the different, hundreds of questions, if you'd like.
I love that.
Yeah.
So hi, I'm Ajay Bam, CEO of a company, Product.me. My question is, after you hire as the salesperson, so with my first previous startup, we hired someone remotely, and part of the product sales was there's a bit of education in the market. So we really trusted the person on the time that it would take them to actually close the sale. And what ended up happening was 8 months into hiring this person, every month we would get their sales pipeline and we'd say, yeah, I'm making the calls and it's all going well. And 8 months later we find out that we had to fire the person because they didn't close any deal and maybe find out that they never made the calls that they said they did. So my question to you is, what are the signs when you hire someone that they're not doing their job and they're remote? So what should, as a founder, I was so busy with things going on that I really trusted the person that I hired. And we really lost, to your point, David, we lost 12 to 18 months, and fortunately we had VCs who realized what had happened and they were willing to fund us. But it's a challenge for startups, and I'm wondering, what are the signs that we should fire this person right away? Thank you.
So here's the deal at Gigya. I don't have any remote sales reps. I don't believe in it. We don't believe in it. It goes to Mitch's point earlier, where getting that institutional knowledge across to Chicago, to Atlanta, to New York is tough. And given that we're in those social space and we're tied to all these social networks, and the rate of change and innovation in the market is so fast that then goes down the line to the rate of innovation within our own product is so fast that to get that out to somebody working in Chicago, it just isn't there. When I took the leap to take this thing across the pond to London about a year and a half ago, the same anxiety was there for me. Like, oh geez, we have such an enormous knowledge base here. How am I going to get that over there? Well, one of the ways that we did that was take one of our reps that's been there for a couple of years and ship them over there to start the thing. That was its own set of challenges. But I believe in having as many people in the office with you going at this thing. And an easy metric to tell if they're doing their thing or not is how loud it is in the office. If it's a library, there's problems.
I'd say if you're a remote CEO, chances are the company's going to fail as high if you have a remote sales rep.
Yep.
It's your first one, same thing. Company's got to be gathered communication, feedback, all.
Yeah, I totally agree. Don't make your first sales rep a remote sales rep.
So over on the far right.
Great. Regarding references, I've tried a couple things like try before you buy, like hire slow, fire fast. It's been very effective. But when I'm edging closer to, say, like a full hire, and you get to the reference checks, I feel the same way you do, that it doesn't, why bother? But I also feel naked without them. So these back channel reference checks, how do you approach that without being the creepy stalker, or how do you introduce yourself and that you actually want that kind of information about the candidate in a professional way?
So,
There's the mute button.
okay, thanks. So we play sort of a connect the dots. So if I can't connect the dots between everybody I know and everybody you know, I'm probably not going to hire you. If I can't connect the dots, then I'm calling people I trust, right? I'll call Alan. I'll say, look, Alan, I looked in LinkedIn. I don't know Mitch, but you know Mitch, and this guy I'm trying to hire, or this gal I'm trying to hire, worked for somebody who Mitch knows. Can you put me in touch? And look, we all do background checks and backdoor checks. And if it's a small incestuous market. If Mitch has done 3 of these. I guarantee you, between Mitch and Alan and Gigya and I, we know a lot of people. We might not know them all directly, but everyone's comfortable taking those calls. I don't think you have to feel weird and stalkerish.
That's just through your own personal network.
Yeah, but the connect the dots is a really important conversation to have early on in the interview process.
One last question.
Yeah, hi. I have a question about salesperson 1 to 2. So let's say you're in a situation where you have leads and your existing salesperson is going to give up some of those leads by taking someone else on board. How do you structure it so that you can, and you're not ready to go to 5 right away, how do you structure it so that you can do that?
If you're struggling, if you hire the first rep and he or she is really uncomfortable giving a piece of the pie to the second rep, the pie is either way too small or the person is far too short-sighted. You should, that should not be a problem. It should be the opposite. It should be, I got too much going on. I have no quality of life. I'm not sleeping. I'm not eating. you know, I'm begging you to hire somebody else to take some of this off.
They can't wait for that person to start.
Yeah.
Because that means you're growing.
Yeah, you definitely do not want that short-sighted person that, you know, says, look, now I only have half the country. That's a really bad sign that culturally that's probably not the person you want to go run the distance with.
All right, everybody, appreciate you all coming out. Just join me in a round of applause.